What's going on, y'all? And welcome back to another episode of Random Ramblings. As always, I'm Carson Hall, and today we're going to kind of do a little bit of a follow up video on yesterday's topic of systems for success. Yesterday, we talked about setting up things in your life, things you do in your personal life, in your relationships with your spouse, or with your children to promote success. A key part of promoting success through systems of success in my life has been developing an everyday carry system that promotes success in my life as a husband, a dad, and a pastor. So follow along today, and we're gonna be diving into that. So, what is everyday carry? Well, everyday carry is things that you carry with you or have with you that help you throughout your day. For instance, one of the things that I always typically will carry with me is some form of coffee. This morning I've got some Sam's organic breakfast roast. It is really good coffee. Shout out to Sam's if y'all want to sponsor me, give me some more coffee. I would love that. Also, Black Rifle, great coffee as well. But systems for success, me having morning coffee, is going to promote success in my life, keep me awake. And one of my many passions is just drinking a good cup of coffee in the morning. So that's one thing I keep with me. Other things would include things as this, and you may see some stuff piled up over here. Now, I have really kind of narrowed everything down into systems for different reasons and purposes. So, first thing, and one of the biggest interests I have are cutting devices or pocket knives. Now, I know there's a lot of cultural stigmatisms of, oh, you're carrying a weapon. No, a pocket knife is not a weapon. A pocket knife is something that's going to help you throughout your day in performing tasks that help you do things better. I can't tell you how many times having a pocket knife has come in handy for at the house opening up one of the kids' new toys, or here in the office opening letters or opening packages. Just the other day, I got a shipment of t-shirts in for a beach retreat I'm taking the college group that I pastor on in the next coming days, and I wanted to get into the box. Well, I didn't have anything to open it in my office except for my pocket knife. So, pocket knives, that's going to be one section. Secondly, you're going to have the section of writing tools, pens, pencils, things of that nature. And secondly, supplemental items. Those are going to be how we divide it up today. So, let's start where we started off, and that is with pocket knives. Now, as you can see here, I am a bit of a traditionalist, but I also love other types of knives. This right here is a case sod buster in the gray bone handles. I love this knife. It has carbon steel. It's nothing too fancy, but it's nothing, it's not a dollar store knife. It really gets the job done. It is what's known as a slip joint. So this is a non-locking knife. So when I open it, as you'll see here, it is held together and held open by a spring running along the spine of the knife. And to close it, you just simply close it up. I think this is optimally one of my favorite office knives because it's a lot less offensive than other knives I might carry when I'm out doing more hard labor. But for opening boxes, opening mail, cutting simple things, this case side buster is a phenomenal pocket knife. Some of the other knives I might carry along with me day to day would be things such as this, and I've got them in my pockets. So this is the Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. The Spyderco Native 5 Lightweight. This is a phenomenal pocket knife. It is a back lock, so the lock is on the back when you open it as such. It has this phenomenal leaf-shaped blade, and as you can see, I use my knives. So this one currently has some kind of food residue on it from the last time I used it, and I am guilty. If I'm in the kitchen cooking and I instantly need a knife to open up something or to cut up some veggies, I'll just grab my pocket knife. So this is a phenomenal pocket knife. I'm very thankful for my wife, Vivian, for giving this to me as a birthday present. So another one that I might carry would be the Spyderco Native 5 lightweight. This is an S110. We won't get too deep into the realm of steels in pocket knives, but it's a phenomenal and edge retaining knife steel. Another one that I love to carry, and this was a gift from my younger brother, this is the Benchmade 940. If any of y'all are out there and are knife nerds, you've probably already heard of all these knives. They're time-tested and phenomenal knives. This one has what is called an axis lock. You pull down here and it flings open. And if you're like me and you're a bit of a fidgeter, this is a dangerous toy. I can't tell you how many times this right here has got me on the wrong side with my wife. So be careful who you fidget around. This one is a phenomenal knife. This is one that finds its way into my pocket all the time. All three of these would be highly recommended choices in pocket knives. But everyday carry, pocket knives. That's one thing I always have with me. I told my wife the other day, when on the rare occasion I don't have one with me, I almost feel like I don't have pants on, because it's something that always sticks with me. And I can be kind of, I guess you would say, anal about, I like things in the same place. So pocket knife, always right front pocket, no matter what. The only time that that changes is like on a Sunday. More than often here at the church on Sundays, I'll be wearing a coat of some type. So I will stick the pocket knife. Typically it is this case sod buster, or I'll also carry, I have a case mini copper lock, and I'll throw that in one of the breast pockets of my suit jacket just to keep from printing and slacks and things like that. Another thing that I implement every day is I carry some kind of writing device. Two examples I have here. This is a tool, I think that's how you say it, it's TUL pen. These are one of my favorite pens. Just an excellent writing utensil. It does a great job. But overall, any kind of writing device, I think, is a great thing to have either in arm's reach or carry with you, because you never know when you're gonna need to take a note down or draw a little diagram. Some kind of form of writing equipment, whether it be something like this tool pen, or recently I have really fallen in love. This is one of the new Bic mechanical pencils. Me and my wife have Walmart Plus. Shout out to Walmart Plus and Sam's. Both of y'all, if you want to, get on and sponsor, I'm not going to be mad. Or Bic or any of these brands. Y'all want to sponsor me? That'd be great. Honestly, if I could get, a few more than the 3 views I've been getting on my videos, that'd be great too. But hey, I'm doing this because I enjoy it, not for the views. But anywho, so, plus, who really wants to hear me ramble on for a long time? Anyway. Besides the point, this new mechanical pencil from Bic is phenomenal. The thing I love about it is that it's more pen-esque than a mechanical pencil. It doesn't feel all clunky. It's got this nice textured rubber right here, and to actuate it, you just push this here and it makes the end pop out, and then you can extend your lead however long you need to, hold it and press, and the tip goes back in. But some kind of writing utensil. Always have one with me when I can, just to doodle with, scratch down notes, whatever it may be. Another thing I always like to keep with me is some form of watch. I have a few watches, but most of the time here at the office, I'm going to be wearing one of two. I have this Orient here. Let y'all look at that. This Orient is what is known as a mechanical watch, and it's automatic. So what that means is it does not have batteries in it. It is powered by the movement of me wearing it, which I find extremely fascinating. And maybe we'll do a separate video on all of these individual items, just to let me ramble on about watches and knives and pencils and pens, who knows. And maybe we'll do a whole video on how I like to do coffee, because I do coffee a little different. Anywho. Some kind of watch, some way to check the time. I find an essential to having with me. A lot of other people, it's not only a piece of equipment to keep time, but in my opinion, one of the most acceptable forms of men's fashion, if you will, is what kind of watch you're wearing. So, not that I'm a huge fashionista, if you will, but some form of watch is a really good statement piece to an outfit. I love this Orient. It's simple. It's got a white face, so it goes with a lot. I've also got a Casio that's it's battery powered, and then I also have a Garmin Instinct. That's predominantly what I use when I work out, or I do a lot of backcountry, or used to do a lot of backcountry fly fishing. So the tracking features on that watch, getting me to my truck from the stream, or from the truck to the stream back in the woods, was always a great feature. But some kind of watch. I love wallets, and this has been a recent favorite of mine. My wife gave me this for a Christmas present, and this is the Open Sea Leather Hobabe 2.0. It is phenomenal leather craftsmanship here. Plus, who doesn't love OD green, and I think they called this the Cubano leather. It's fantastic. Could not recommend it enough for either a back pocket or front pocket wallet. I typically carry it in my right back pocket. One of the few last things that you'll see me with most of the time, and I just actually recently started implementing this, is this journal right here. And I cannot tell you how much just in the past week starting to implement this into my everyday carry, I have enjoyed it. So I know I've done a video sharing a little bit of my poetry with y'all, but one thing I also love to do is just sketch and doodle and whatever it may be. So I've started doing what I'm calling an illustrated journal, just to help me practice writing out my thoughts, as well as practice some of my drawing skills. So this is my doodle from Sunday. I needed a lot of coffee on Sunday, especially when I was teaching Sunday school. And no matter the amount of coffee I drank that day, it didn't seem to make my brain work any better. As I like to call it, coffee is my brain grease. It gets the gears greased and running. And no matter how much I drank that day, it didn't seem to help me out any. But I've really been enjoying this illustrated journal, and I highly recommend anybody picking it up. It doesn't matter if you're some fancy artist. I'm certainly not, but I enjoy being able to write out my day, a quick blurb, a sentence or two, sometimes more than that, and just draw something that impacted me that day. You'll find in my notebook there's other pictures of flowers or birds or things from my yard that I might see during the day. But that's been one thing I've really been enjoying implementing into my everyday carry. And lastly, and one of the most essentials in my opinion, is a good pair of sunglasses. These right here were a gift from my wife. These are from a company called Shady Rays, and I call these the optimal dad sunglasses, and simply because they offer a 2-year, no questions asked, broken or lost warranty. And if you're like me and you have kids, most of the time when you're looking for something, they probably have it or have hit it. And I will never forget, I had a nice pair of Costas that my wife had given me, and when our daughter was younger, she would love to play with them, and it would keep her calm when we were getting her in and out of the house in the car seat, or from the car to the house. So I'd oftentimes pull them off my head and hand them to her. Well, one day she was playing with them and flung them over onto the couch beside where we had the car seat sat, and what do you know? I went and sat on them and broke them. But the great thing about these Shady Rays is that 2-year, no questions asked warranty. So I highly recommend them. They're not that expensive. They're great budgetly priced, and I have zero complaints after wearing them almost every day for the past month. So I highly recommend them. As we conclude this video, really what I want you to think about is things you can implement into your everyday life to help you get through the day. I love a good cup of coffee. I love having a pocket knife with me just for my nerdiness on the subject, and as well as it's a tool for me within my day to cut anything I may need to, oftentimes a fidget, and then a pencil, a pen, something for you to jot down a quick note. I've loved keeping that journal in which I'm sketching and implementing other types of doodles, if you will, and jotting down my thoughts in my day. A good wallet, a good pair of sunglasses. But the main thing is find what works for you. My everyday carry is something that changes quite often depending on what I'm going to be doing that day, but at its core, it stays basically the same. So, kind of in tone with the theme of yesterday's video, promoting systems for success. A system for success in my life is having this system of things I carry, this EDC, everyday carry, that helps me get through the day and be more efficient in the task I may have. One thing I would like to really just kind of point out as well is, especially as a pastor, but keeping a Bible with you. This is my preaching Bible. I have several Bibles. Maybe I'll do a video on my Bible collection one of these days. But daily time in the Word, every day, is something that's going to benefit not only your life, but the life of people around you. So I challenge you, find a system that works for you and get in your Bible today. I hope y'all have a great day and tune back in for some more random ramblings with Carson. Drink you a good cup of coffee and have a great day.